Hello and welcome to the Print World 360. My name is Vardhika Singh and over the next few minutes I will tell you about some of the stories dominating global headlines, like the political crisis in France after government collapsed, political tensions in the South China Sea and about the Romania elections. First up, France, a long pillar of stability in Europe, slipped into a political crisis. On December 4, 2024, Prime Minister Michel Barnier's government collapsed after losing a no confidence vote in the National Assembly. The vote passed with 331 in favor and 246 against to put an end to Barnier's tenure. At the heart of this turmoil is Barnier's 2025 budget proposal, which included 60 billion euros in deficit reduction, 62.8 billion euros in tax hikes, and 40 billion euros in spending cuts, including reduction to social security. Pioneers defended these measures as necessary to tackle France's soaring deficit, projected to hit 6% of the GDP. Critics, however, accused him of disproportionately burdening the working class by slashing essential services. The opposition came from both ends of the political spectrum. Marine Le Pen's far-right rally called the budget punitive, while the left-wing New Popular Front condemned its austerity measures. France's fragmented parliament is a major contributor to the crisis. Snap elections earlier this year left no party with a majority. The NFP secured 182 seats. Macron's centrist Ensemble coalition won 168, and Le Pen's national rally captured 143. Macron's decision to appoint Barnier as a prime minister was a calculated gamble. As the European Union former chief Brexit negotiator, Barnier was seen as a skilled statesman capable of building coalitions. But by sidelining the NFP, the largest bloc, Macron alienated the critical allies, setting the stage for Barnier's downfall. The economic implications of this crisis are significant. France's borrowing costs are expected to exceed 60 billion euros next year, raising concerns about financial stability. Meanwhile, protests over austerity measures have intensified, with citizens accusing the government of neglecting vulnerable population. In an address yesterday, Macron blamed far-right and far-left lawmakers for toppling Prime Minister Michel Barnier, accusing them of prioritizing political gains over public welfare. Macron admitted his June decision wasn't well received, but took responsibility, pledging to serve until his term ends in 2027. With 30 months left in office, he vowed to name a new prime minister soon and called out lawmakers for creating disorder instead of solutions. This political drama unfolds as Macron fights to steady France amid alarm in politics and financial markets. Moving to the South China Sea, which is witnessing rising tensions with the global powers like the United States, Japan, and the Philippines increasing their military presence. On Friday, a joint patrol missions involving a US reconnaissance aircraft and naval vessels from Japan and the Philippines took place in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The action follows aggressive moves by China's Coast Guard, which has been asserting claims over the area, including territorial disputes over Scarborough Shoal. The Philippines protested after a maritime incident earlier this week, where Chinese vessels reportedly fired water cannons and sideswiped a Filipino boat delivering supplies to fishermen in a contested waters. Filipino officials have described China's action as steep escalation, with incidents involving blocking and dangerous maneuvers. Jonathan Malaya, an Assistant Director General of the Philippines, stated, "We will continue our mission in the area and we will not be intimidated." China has insisted its actions are professional and lawful, claiming Filipino vessels were encroaching on its territory, a claim disputed by neighboring nations and international law. The United States and Japan have supported the Philippines. The US Indo-Pacific Command stated that the joint patrol's goal is to uphold freedom of navigation in international waters, challenging China's growing influence in the region. Japan has condemned China's use of water cannons and pledged $10.6 million in security assistance to the Philippines. As the situation evolves, diplomatic protests, military patrols, and the international alliance continue to shape the South China Sea's future. With nearly 200 protests lodged by the Philippines against China's actions, The region remains a hotspot for geopolitical tensions. Remember, Philippines also introduced new maritime laws recently, which has been a source of constant friction over the last few days. Shifting our focus back to Europe, where a political storm is brewing, one that stretches far beyond the ballot boxes. Romania's presidential election has been rocked by a wave of cyber attacks, sparking fears about the integrity of democratic process. Romania, a member of both the European Union and the NATO, faced a series of massive cyber intrusions, allegedly by state-sponsored foreign actors. The Romanian Intelligence Service or SRI reported tens of thousands of attempts to breach critical electoral infrastructure, targeting everything from election websites to servers. These attacks used sophisticated methods like SQL injection and cross-site scripting, which allowed hackers to infiltrate systems and compromise voter data and potentially manipulate election results. While no major disruptions were reported, the sheer scale of these attacks raised concern about the potential for voter manipulation and data corruption. In a dramatic turn of events, Romania's top court has annulled the first round of its presidential election. The reason? Explosive allegation of Russia interferences aimed at boosting a far-right candidate. Georgescu, a nationalist with controversial views, found unexpected success, topping the first round of voting. His campaign, primarily waged on social media, gained traction among voters, but accusations of Russian backing soon followed. While Georgescu continues to deny any Russian influence, protesters have taken to the streets of Bucharest, calling for Romania's future to remain firmly within the European Union. With the accusation of foreign meddling, the stakes couldn't be higher. Georgescu said, and I quote, "These accusations are just propaganda. My focus is on Romania, on the people's need. I am not beholden to any foreign powers." The government will now set a new date to rerun the first round of the election as Romania grapples with the questions of democracy and foreign interferences.